Many have called Gear 5 a script pull, and overall, I do not agree. Gear 5 was not only foreshadowed, but it also makes complete sense for many reasons. But at this time, I will be kind of taking side of the people who complain about how it was presented to us. It does feel a little faint when you talk about Luffy practically dying to achieve his awakening, as it follows a very used cliche in the entertainment industry. The trope of a chosen one.
You can't be dead because I love you.
And although I don't think Luffy falls into this criteria beyond the death part, that very moment where he's potentially killed to awaken his powers does feel a little bit cheap. I myself let this one slide because Mr. Oda has earned one of those cliche moments with under 30 years of masterful work, but many can't or won't pay attention to all the other aspects because they fixate too much into that one. Despite not really agreeing with the complainers, I couldn't help but imagine how would I rather it be. One Piece's problems aside, I despise people that just whine when they don't like something, mainly because it's one of the easiest things to do, just to point out something rough, noticing a different shade. While actually thinking about it, explaining your thought process, conclusions, and everything is so helpful because the artists are often too close or sometimes overwhelmed by their creations. That closeness you have as a creator will always create some blind spots, no matter who you are. That kind of criticism should always be welcome. Someone who likes your work enough to try and grasp it all, take it apart, and then put it back together again. The main goal is not to have your changes actually implemented, nor you're necessarily right for having a deep take. However, talking about someone's work creates links, consensus, and debates within the community, makes it grow, elevates the work itself even with no connection to the author, and that is done by both talking about the wrongs and admiring the rights. But the bottom of the barrel in any community likes to think that pointing and opening their mouth with hollow words in an often aggressive manner somehow makes them better than the creator itself, when they most likely had no relevant skills and couldn't do a better job if they tried their mightiest. But we won't ever know, because odds are they won't even try. I call those people free throne seekers, because they feel they own the glory of creation just by taking points away from it. If you critique someone's work, you should propose a decent solution, and today I'm doing just that, because I had an idea for Luffy's awakening that I think it's cool, and in my opinion, Brook should bend the key. Picture this, as the battle progresses, Brook is thinking how he might be of assistance to Luffy, just like in Whole Cake, when he decided to pursue the copy of the poneglyph to ease Sanji in case he didn't come back. He knows he's well suited as a support character, and he's proven to excel in that role. After a push intervention with CP0, once Robin is safe, he feels something's off. Even if he doesn't know how the battle is unfolding, he can sense that if the confrontation at the rooftop keeps going as it has, Luffy could and would lose. But despite that insight, he finds no action to take. Monkey D. Luffy has always wanted a musician, putting it pretty high on the priority list, up there with Doctor and Cook. And when we met Brook, he let us know he can pretty much play any instrument. Why is that important to me? Because that means he can even play drums. Although if the story were mine, I wouldn't kill Luffy for the awakening to come up. I will honor Oda by not just erasing and overlapping his work, but adding on to it. So CP0 still intervenes, and Kaido's deadly Horai Haki still hits, and Luffy's voice disappears. But here comes the twist. Brook is with Momo or anyone who can use observation Haki after the events of Black Maria and CP0. So he can hear someone say that they can no longer hear Luffy's voice, and he desperately tries his best to hear what he couldn't, just like Usopp did when he got his Haki. Brook awakens Haki, not a massive range of a sniper or anything out of the ordinary for that matter, just a basic entry-level Haki. But what does it do? Luffy's voice is no longer there, so he got Haki just to hear nothing? Not quite, because while searching for Luffy's absent voice, he stumbles into something else. And just as there has been some creative ways characters have used their devil fruits with haki, like Luffy and his rubbery body on Gear 4th, Eneru picking electromagnetic waves to actually hear dialogue, and Katakuri mimicking a Logia, with Luffy's voice gone, and in combination with his devil fruit that helps him deal with souls, Brook can sense that there's still something going on inside his body, making sound, because we know that even if Devil Fruit's power cancels immediately after death, the presence of the power itself lingers a little. And I'm aware Zoan and Paramithia are different, but since the difference is that Zoans have a soul, I can lean a little in Laoji's almost death, when we see that souls leave the body slowly and can't even come back. No other haki users can hear this, because what Brook's hearing is actually the soul of Nika, and so far, not even advanced observation has been able to hear the soul inside a Zoan. I'd place my new scene after we're told Zoans have a will of their own. Only he that we know is able to hear it because of the combination of his soul-related powers, his newfound haki, and excellence as a musician. However, the presence he hears is not telling him anything. It's not talking to Brook. It's emitting the beat we already know, only so low it's imperceptible for everyone. A beat that even if more people were able to perceive, only a really talented musician would make something out of it. It has always been jamming since Luffy ate the human fruit.
Where's it coming from?
But since he's not awakened, it's a super low amperage sound, a sound he needs to be externally pulled out. So Brook, still not knowing what to do, does the only thing he can and decides to find a drum, makeshifts one, or runs to Frankie to quickly make one, and replicates the sound exactly. Luffy, while dying, hears Brook's music and knows his friend is calling for him. He knows Brook's guiding him back to the right path before he goes away for good. The same music that guides Luffy unlocks Nika, two completely different events. Rhythm that makes him able to break free and awaken Luffy's body. And while Brook's music itself would not help Luffy stay alive, because even with the power of guiding his soul back to the world, his body would still be deadly injured, with no way of freeing him. But by having Nika's cartoony awakening at the same time would allow repairing his body enough so he can escape death even after death this time. To add a little poetry, just like he guided Captain Yorkie to the afterworld, he's preventing his new captain from going. We know Brook's fruit has been awakened since the time skip, being able to affect other souls through his music. That's how he became famous. While other awakenings have a clear fighting power, Brook's primarily use was to move people's souls and provoke excitement. His fighting capabilities were secondary and occasional, but that's fine, because he is a support character. See him as the same type of Bella Betty, with her pom-pom fruit. So just like Marco's blue flames have a limited effect in healing others, Brook would have a limited effect in bringing others back to life. He cannot just revive them, but he can make a soul stay a little longer inside a body. In this case, it couldn't be used to make Luffy live for good without Nika, but maybe when the injuries are not sure death, he may be able to assist while that person is getting medical attention. I just like the idea of Brook helping someone deeply with music, even just a background random character. And in Zoan Fruits, if the loud G part was not good enough for you, maybe he can prevent Zoan from going away and respawning. In truly Oda fashion, where he set several factors for one action, what really would make Luffy stay would be the fact that the music is good, plus Luffy hearing his friend play it, plus Brook previously awakening and power over souls, plus a little Brook power up with a newcomer observation haki, plus Nika's awakening needing to match the sound of the drums, plus Nika's awakening being able to patch Luffy's wounds with the most ridiculous power. With all these conditions, Brook would not be the main factor, but sure be the bridge and key for the return of Joy Boy, with the theme Oda chose, music, not just the death of the main character. And that way, Luffy's line of wanting a musician like it was a life or death situation comes into play. Brook's passion and his journey of becoming a rock star in the time skip helped him more than we thought, because only a super skilled musician precision could have heard and almost mute an awakened version of the drums of liberation, let alone replicate it. Brook's thing would not been a super ass pull because the only thing he was missing was a rudimentary form of haki, enough to complement his 2-year training. And even if he had observation haki before, Nika's beat would be low enough to be covered by Luffy's presence at all times. So when Luffy's voice shuts up with the act of dying, only Nika remains, allowing Brook to finally hear it. That way, we could also have the Drums of Liberation soundtrack to actually be playing inside the story by Brook, giving it a deeper meaning not only on Sunisha hearing it, but us too. And Brook later on might have the power of hearing the Swan Soul in every Devil Fruit or Devil Fruit Eater, and that could be helpful for reasons, like hearing the voices of the past, aiding another Swan's awakening, etc. You can throw in the little detail that if the sound is replicated before Luffy is ready to be awakened, he would become one of these guys. I don't officially put that into my setup because I think Luffy's fruit is all about freedom, and it'd be a little weird that a freedom fruit doesn't let the user be free. But if you like it, just chuck it in there. If you were also a little picky on Luffy's dying awakening, tell me your version. I had a lot of fun thinking it through.